Hi everybody, welcome to the Pretty Life Girls. Today we are going to show you how to make a tie-dye t-shirt with a heat transfer vinyl graphic. My name is Sam.
And I'm Liz, and this is such a fun t-shirt to make for summer. It's so simple to put together. It's totally on trend. The binding is pretty fun. It's like a different take on a basic technique. So I think you're gonna really love it. But first, before we get started, make sure and subscribe to our channel. You can find tons of craft videos. We post one every week and we'd love it if you joined us.
Let's make the shirt.
To get started, we have a damp 100% cotton shirt, and we're going to bind our shirt with the bullseye technique. But we're going to start from the side instead of starting from the middle to give it a sunburst effect. To do that, you just pinch at your starting point, then gather the shirt in a tube shape. Something that we like to do to make the design really stand out is to create pleats where the shirt is gathered. So go ahead and adjust those to your preference. We're going to use twine to bind the shirt, even though we usually use rubber bands to bind tie-dye projects. But twine is a fun alternative because it gives you more delicate white lines that you can see throughout the design. You also have a lot of control of how tight or loose you bind and how much you wrap, so you can adjust how much or how little so that more color will appear or less will appear depending on how much string you use or how tightly you wrap it. So at the top of the shirt, we usually tie it off and then we start wrapping it around and around the shirt. Once you have it bound, it's time to dye, and we usually like to do this in a sink if you have a stainless steel one, or in a large container that you use just for dye to help control the mess. Then we put on our gloves and we mix our dye according to the package directions. We are using Tulip one-step tie-dye because it's super easy to use. You can find it anywhere, and all you have to do is add water and shake it and it's ready to go. Then we squeeze the dye all over the shirt. And once one side of it is completely covered, we flip it over and apply the dye to the other side. And then once we've used up all of our dye, we're going to massage it into the shirt a little bit just to make sure that all the white you can see on the outside is completely covered. Once your shirt is covered in dye, you can put it in a plastic Ziploc bag, or you can wrap it in plastic wrap and let it set for 8 to 24 hours to absorb the dye. The longer your dye sits, the more intense the color will turn out, so it's up to you how much time you want to let it set for. Then once the time has passed, carefully cut the string off using scissors, and then you can rinse the project with cool water until the water runs clear. Then you'll want to put it in your washer and dryer by itself and wash it and dry it, but don't put anything else in there to avoid bleeding on other clothing items. Once your shirt is washed and dry, you can add your decal. We used our Silhouette machine to cut this Be a Good Human design, and we found that in the Silhouette design store and cut it on black heat transfer vinyl. Then all we do is just place it on the pocket and apply it with an iron or heat press, and then remove the backing or carrier sheet once it's adhered completely to the pocket.
If you liked this project, you can find more like it on our YouTube channel. Be sure that you're subscribing.
Yes, thank you so much for watching. See you next time.